Good morning. I've got a bit of the flu, which is something I never get in Thailand. So just up in the air whether I'll do a live stream today. I'll let you know a bit nearer the time. This is a rarity for me. As you can hear, I've got a very deep voice like Bonnie Tyler. Fantastic stuff. So let's have a look at yesterday. But first, do sign up for the free trading course and you'll get free Premier League research, which I give for members. You'll also get a glimpse of the Premier League research. You could join here by clicking on that button, and you can also get the Betfair Trading Made Easy course. A bit like Paul Daniels and the lovely Debbie McGee, it's going to appear before your eyes very soon. Let's wait and see. No? Yes, there we go. So it takes a little while to appear, but do have a read of the free trial offer. See if that interests you. If you want a free course, you want free Premier League research, then sign up today. Also, make sure you're subscribed to youtube.com/@football trading profits, because if I am able to pop on for a live stream, and I've been in really good form over Christmas, you can tell by the previous live streams you can have a look at. Been in really good nick. So come along, sign up, subscribe, and you'll be alerted if I am well enough to do a live stream today. I will certainly do a Telegram session for members today, but I'm not too sure I can do a live stream. Just a little bit hot. Got the chesty and throaty kind of cough, but quite confident of getting rid of it. I'm not doing any vaccines. I'm just letting natural immunity take its course. Bit of carrot juice, bit of beetroot juice, bit of salad, bit of common sense, and hopefully we'll kill this bug very quickly. Having a look at yesterday, and for me it was a break-even day. I didn't pass any of these on to you. Made a profit on the draw. I used my special technique here. This was already a 1-1 draw, so I laid over 2.5 goals at a very low odds, and then I waited. I waited for the draw odds to get lower and lower until they hit evens. And I used my usual £40 stake as liability, so it's £40, and we got the goal. The goal came from Martigues. Very unexpected because Paris FC are top of the league. And this is also a lesson to you in the struggles we have heading off to these lower tiers. This is a newly promoted side. This is top of the league, and the newly promoted side won. So I got out of that with about a £26 net profit. I did lose though on Rodez. Red Star again, newly promoted, and I trusted the market more than my own personal suggestion that Red Star could be competitive. They're putting some really good results recently, scoring 2+ goals. So really this is a mistake on my part. But 10-man Real Madrid came to my rescue. I stayed in for the win, despite them being down to 10 man, as I say. But if you look at the match, there is a glimmer of hope for Real Madrid. Let's have a look at the match. This held my interest because you can bet these boys are going to be kicking it. Look, a missed penalty and a goal disallowed for Kylian Mbappe within the first 15 minutes of the second half. So I stuck with it, despite Vinicius Jr. being red carded. And we got a superb performance. Jude Bellingham, having missed the penalty, came up with a winner. So he redeemed himself. And the mighty Luka Modric, he's as old as Joe Biden, but he's still a class act, isn't he? So I stayed in for that. And what I always tend to do is to leave a little bit of a loss on the draw to incentivize myself to stay in and get the bigger profit on Real Madrid. So I came out of it with a profit yesterday, so I'm delighted with that. It's not a huge profit, but it's a profit all the same. Looking on to today, and it's a busy old coupon today. We've got the Premier League, French Ligue 1, Italian Serie A. We've got the African Champions League, which I'm not interested in. Of course, the Algerian Cup. I know you're all itching to get stuck in to the Algerian Cup. Hussein Day is playing Harach today. That's going to be a standout. Elsewhere, well, it's just the major leagues, isn't it, today? So we'll have a look at them. English Championship, English League One and English League Two. So my main point of focus is odds-on favourites in these lower tiers. It tends to be strategy which works. And by starring it at soccer24.com, you'll be able to be alerted. We don't know any odds-on favourites here. I think I know why, because I've got my VPN set to France. So let me correct that. And there they appear. So again, I'm collecting odds-on favourites only. I'm not going to be researching. As you saw with French Ligue 2, it starts becoming a bit wobbly, doesn't it? You don't expect first in the league at home to be losing to a newly promoted side who are near the bottom of the league. This is a problem we have with these lower tiers as well. You get some shock results, but we've got an initial focus on odds-on favourites in Championship, League 1 and League 2. Plenty of them today. Oh, it's not working on League 2. There we go. 1.62 Barrow. They've had some interesting performances recently. They're actually favourite today. They're not normally favourite. They weren't against Huddersfield recently. So that could be a sign in and of itself. So I don't think they're having the best season, Barrow. Am I right or am I wrong? Well, they're mid-table. So, but they're only 8 points shy of relegation. So they've got a bit of a buffer. This is the simplest way to play odds on favourites. They all go into the My Games facility, along with yesterday's odds on favourites. Nice, I gave them a good shout. They were 3-1 up at half time. On paper, it was as comfortable as it should have been at half time, 3-1. Real Madrid odds on as well. Trusted them yesterday, even down to 10, with that motivator of a missed penalty and a VAR. Didn't play the Mickey Mouse Super Cup. I did mention Guimarães are full of goals, but that was quite outstanding from them. 4 goals against a solid Sporting Lisbon. Didn't play the Copa del Rey, and this epitomises why I don't play the Cup. Mallorca by far the better side from the better league, but they just couldn't be bothered. And that's the tightrope we walk. Which of these sides can be asked and which can't be asked? It's as simple as that. So let's have a look at the Premier League for today. Tottenham are in all sorts of bother. Newcastle are on a superb winning run to nil, their best run since 2012. I don't think that's when they had old Sumo, Mickey Quinn, up front. That was a little earlier, I think. Aston Villa and Leicester, I would be favouring the villains here today. Ruud van Nistelrooy is really not cut out to save Leicester City at all. He looks out of his depth, far too focused on attacking, and Aston Villa far too accomplished under Dick Emery. I think we're going to see, like we saw last week, a couple of goals from Aston Villa at home. We might see Leicester score, but it's highly unlikely that it will be in victory. Bournemouth odds look a tad short for me. You know what Everton can do? They can put in a 0-0. It's just we don't know which Everton will turn up. They're not a very good trading side. Are we going to get the 0-0 variety or what? Let's have a look. Are we going to get the 0-0, the clean sheets, or are we going to get the 2-0 loss? I don't know which one will turn up. They've been put together a really good run, apart from the Man United match, but look at those 0-0s. That is Sean Dyche down to a T. It's very unspectacular, poor football. They've got trouble up front as well. Apart from Wolves, that's the only place where they've really let loose. Bournemouth, unbeaten recently in 7 consecutive matches. Got a 0-0 against Palace, but they do against the right sides with a couple of goals in them. I can't dismiss that 0-0 for Everton. It's all about the in-play stats. That looks on paper a little bit too short. This is a London derby as ever. You saw the last London derby that Chelsea were involved in. That was a 1-2 win for Fulham, so you have been warned. This is a Chelsea not in the best of nick over the Christmas period. draw, loss to Fulham in the London derby, and that 2-0 loss to Ipswich, which I lost money on. I think most traders would have favoured Chelsea, particularly as we do our due diligence and looked at their in-play stats. 20 goal attempts, 5 shots on, 7 off, 7 corners, 13 shots inside the box. So this was all down, I think, to Ipswich bringing the momentum of that 1-0 loss to Arsenal, where they kept it very, very tight indeed, didn't they? You see that, well, where are they? That's Crystal Palace, so we don't have the Ipswich one. So London derby, and you saw Rangers against Celtic, Dundee against Dundee United. Was it Juventus against AC Milan? Don't play derbies. You're just going to lose money. Caveat, maybe neutral. Man City and West Ham, well, playing Manchester sides, you're going to need your head examined. Not sure what to make of West Ham. They are poor opponents, so it's an ideal opportunity for Man City, but they're all over the shop. Better laid than backed, particularly if leading. That's my solution there. The market is actually giving Southampton a chance today, with only 2.25 for Brentford. That's because we know that Brentford are in a whole heap of bother away from home. Let's break and have a look at soccerstats.com. We can have a look at Brentford. At least against the top sides, they are woeful away from home. Let's get the Brentford matchup. We have to allow adverts, I'm afraid, at Soccer Stats, but I think it's worth it. It's such a wonderful website, and it comes alive from November onwards. You've seen how much money we've made just from finding little angles during the in-play research. Brentford, no away win. Not scored that second goal away this season, but notably comfortable home wins, scoring 3+ goals against the bottom 4. Is that going to continue? Only the one win for Saints. Where's that second goal for them as well? Scored the 1 against Liverpool, scored 2 against Liverpool, but in defeat. So 2 poor sides. That's why it's 2.25 the favourite, isn't it? That's the market telling you we're not confident with the Bees, and we're certainly not confident with the Saints. Brighton and Arsenal, well, let's go to Soccer Stats and look at the key angle for this match. Think you know it already, don't you? Because I've mentioned it before. Let's have a quick look. Brighton and Arsenal. Click on the stats and view stats and matches for both teams, and we'll have a look down. And if you want to buy a guillotine, well, there you go. Get yourself a guillotine. Buy one, get one free. Fantastic stuff. Brighton against Londoners. Let's have a look. Turn into a Sunday League pub side against Londoners. 1-1 against the Arse. 4-2 loss against Chelsea. 3-1 loss to Fulham. 3-2 win against Tottenham. 0-0 against Brentford. 1-1 against West Ham. 1-3 loss to Crystal Palace. I think you're getting the idea now, aren't you? I think they're going to be extremely vulnerable today. Arsenal are a little more vulnerable away from home. They haven't beat the top 8 side away yet, but then they suddenly pick up a whole raft of wins against 9th and lower. So I would be favouring Arsenal today, but Bukayo Saka is missing. That said, they didn't miss him here, and Gabriel Jesus is now getting 90 minutes as well. They have scored 8 goals in their last 2 away matches. Make that, is it 14 in the last 4 away matches? So when they ignite, they ignite. Trossard, Odegaard, Havertz, Wan-Bissaka, Emma and Bukayo Saka. Wow. And Gabriel Jesus, just in time for Christmas. Jesus getting a couple. Kai Havertz, Martinelli, and Declan Rice. So you see some familiar names. Kai Havertz in Gabriel Jesus. If he gets a full 90 minutes, he can be devastating. He's scoring again. Martinelli, Jesus. So you see some familiar names. I do fear for Brighton today. Just woeful against London opponents. French League 1. In-play stats, I'm afraid, and a bit like Championship and League 1 and League 2. My main focus will be on favourites. Lyon and Lille involved in the Champions League. I'll be following them with interest. You can have a look at where these sides are, and indeed have a look at the challenge table. So let's have a look for Lille and Lyon and Montpellier. Just a quick look at the challenge table. There's a picture of me getting up out of bed this morning. Fantastic beard and fantastic belly. Let's have a look. So you can just have a quick look by clicking on stats, and it will open up the challenge table on the right hand side. And do get a guillotine while you're here, particularly for French League 1. So we've got Lille at home. They've only lost 2 matches all season, so automatic advantage to them, scoring 2+ goals as well against teams from Toulouse downwards. Nantes, well, their only away win has come against bottom of the league. Awful stuff. They do score, but highly likely to be in a draw or in defeat. So that looks justified, doesn't it? Lille, odds-on favourites at home. We can have a quick look at Lyon and Montpellier. Probably going to be the same story, isn't it? And don't forget, get that guillotine. Buy one, get one free. Lyon, only 1 loss against teams below the top 3. At home, scoring 2+ goals very regularly as well. Montpellier, all defeats away from home. Scored 2 goals only once, and that was in defeat. So if Montpellier happened to score first, they look eminently gettable. Based on seasonal form, as ever, it's the in-play stats which will tell you whether these odds-on favourites are up for it or not today. You saw Paris FC. Don't automatically assume that these odds-ons with home advantage are going to get the win. Venezia, newly promoted, 2.3 the favourites, giving both teams a chance. Fiorentina and Napoli, this is going to be a fantastic match. Fiorentina have slipped a little. They were winning for fun recently. Napoli, under Antonio Conte, have been putting in some superb work. But you can tell 2.55 and 2.6 the market can't split these sides at all. Very, very sensitive mouse. I think it's a woke mouse. It's so sensitive. Fiorentina and Napoli, we can have a quick look, and you'll see probably similar form lines and a difficulty in splitting the two sides. They have been winning machines this season, Fiorentina, but Napoli tightened the ship under Antonio Conte. He has been exceptional because they were lost last season. So we can see Napoli second in the league, Fiorentina top 5. Only the 1 loss for Fiorentina. Both teams have scored in all matches from Hellas Verona upwards at home. For Fiorentina, they haven't played the top 3 yet, so we've got a little bit of a question mark as to how they're going to perform against the big guns with home advantage. For their sins, Napoli, very, very solid away from home, but that unexpected loss to Hellas Verona, that came from absolutely nowhere. They are keeping it tight as well, as you'd expect under Antonio Conte. It's very hard for teams to score. There's been 6 clean sheets, 5 clean sheets, and it's very hard for teams to score that second goal. So it's a fascinating clash. It's ones the market has not taken an opinion on at all. So it remains to be seen how well I am coming up to the live stream. I don't know. I'm just hot, and I've got this chesty thing, and feel like I've smoked too many cigarettes. You know, that kind of feeling in the back of the throat. So I will let you know just a little bit nearer the time, but I will be doing a Telegram session if I'm not doing a live stream for members of footballtradingprofits.com. So please make sure you're subscribed to @footballtradingprofits on YouTube. That's the only way to know whether I'm on an ad hoc live stream. And for those of you not members, take out the free trial offer and the free trading course and free Premier League research, which I will be working on for you. We've done over 2.5 goal stats as well. The ones in bold are the ones with consistent, solid stats Aston Villa, 74% all season, 88% in the last 8 matches, 60% at home. Leicester City, 74% all season, 88% in the last 8 matches, 89% away from home. Wow. But do bear in mind, we've got new manager syndrome, but I don't think Ruud van Nistelrooy is a defensive coach, is he? So those are the two standouts, Aston Villa and Leicester today. If you can eke out some value, probably going to be factored in the short prices. But if you can eke out some value by delaying, maybe wait 15 or 20 minutes or wait till half time. Certainly, we're expecting goals unless Ruud has employed a defensive coach for Leicester. So, fascinating day. My apologies if I don't do a live stream, but do make sure you're at Football Trading Profits. Okay, YouTube, subscribe, and you'll be alerted if I can hop on a live stream. Just feeling a bit, I didn't get any sleep either last night. So it's very rare for me to get these kind of colds. They don't tend to do the rounds in Thailand, given the beautiful warm weather. This has just been a nightmare over here. Very, very cold indeed. So I hope to see you later on, but do subscribe to make sure if I can pop on. But members, I will certainly be seeing you on Telegram, probably from, I would say, 12:30 for the Tottenham-Newcastle match. I'm meant to be meeting a friend this evening, but that's probably going to have to be called off. But there is pretty poor matches this evening. Verona Udinese, 2.55 the favourite. Lyon Montpellier is the most readable at 8 o'clock. But I'm probably going to have to call it off because that's sounding like Bonnie Tyler. Have a great day, and I'll see members a bit later on, definitely. And I might see you for a live stream if I'm feeling a lot better.